Welcome back again to my channel DrBraces. I am Dr. Salman and today I have a very exciting journey to share with you. I was so excited, I couldn't wait to make a video as soon as I am back. Yes, as a key opinion leader for Invisalign, I was invited by Align Technology to come and visit their manufacturing facility, their treatment planning center and their regional headquarters in China. That's right. So I'm so excited to share this journey with you, my learnings and how the procedure works. See, I've been doing Invisalign for over 10 years, right? But this is the first time I had an opportunity that I could actually go down, visit the factory, visit the treat center and see for myself, hold that material, the SmartTrack raw material in my hands and see how it is made, what is the process, and I can't wait to share everything with you. So let's go to China. So I took a flight to Chengdu. This is the Sichuan province capital in China that comes around, I think, southwest part of China, about 10 hours from Bangalore, if I am right. So as soon as I landed, we had someone from Align Technology to greet us and concierge to pick us up and do an airport transfer. And guess what, the day one itself, when we landed, we were so much excited and so much of energy. We wanted to not waste the day. Despite having traveled so long, we just rested for an hour and a half, and then we went straight down to Chongxi Road, the downtown of Chengdu, China, and then we took a cab to Jingli Street. This is the Asian street. Well, this ancient street is not really ancient now. They have rebuilt it, they have modernized it, but sources say that more than 2000 years since this street was existing. Beautiful Chinese architecture, beautiful people strolling across the park, and a lot of beautiful food, but not something that I could stomach, to be very honest. It's very difficult to find the food to your liking, but hey, when you visit a new country, you get to explore so much of difference in culture, variety and the way of living, and then you need to learn from it, imbibe it and really respect it. So Chengdu is famous for their traditional ear waxing removal services or ear spa, and that's me doing the ear spa. I got my ears deep cleaned, I could say, and it was a phenomenal experience. And the way they do it, they use multiple different types of equipment and different types of feathers. So I think it was once in a lifetime experience opportunity. And here are the other friends of mine who joined me for the Invisalign Asia Pacific expert meet. And we were only 4 doctors that were invited from India. Me, one from Bangalore, one from Hyderabad, one from Bombay and one from Delhi. So the next day we started out early by visiting the treat facility of Align Technology that is there right in the downtown of Chengdu. It's about only 5 minutes walk from my hotel. So what do I mean by treat facility? As you can see, this is a regional headquarter and a treat facility of China. Treat facility is where the backend tech team sits and operates. You can see that there were NDA agreements we have signed that we cannot take photos or record videos of these sensitive areas. So this is because it's intellectually protected and they have a lot of confidentiality. But let me explain you. It was like a huge floor of about 3 different sections. Each section had about 150 people seated, so about 450 people were working on the floor. The first 150 people were the pros who were designing clean checks as per our feedback, which we worked with a backend technician. So disclaimer, as an Indian doctor, our aligners are not designed by tech team back here in China. My tech team is actually out of US, and this region specifically caters only, very newly opened, it only caters to China, Japan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore and South Korea. So 8 countries is which this center focuses on. So basically the first 150 are the pros, the veterans who help in taking the feedback from the doctor as the doctor is giving instructions to design. So they will do the actual build up of the designing as per the doctor's requirement. The next 150 people are the ones who cater to only key doctors or key accounts, only the doctors who give high volumes of cases. They have dedicated technicians like how we have back in US. And finally, the next 150 technicians over here, CAT technicians, were actually not doing cases designing on real patients. They were only practicing on dummies because attrition rate is so high. They want these 150 people to be ready in case these 150 people or these 150 people, 300, anybody leave, these 150 people become as main doctors. So 6 months they are under training and then they are pushed to the main floor. By then there is an attrition of 30% people year on year. And when these technicians are working, obviously we were not allowed to communicate with them. When they were working, they had their PC and they had a clock timer running next to their PC so that each case gets clocked as to how much time they took. Normally each technician's output is about I would say 6 cases per day, depending on if the case is very complex or very simple. They could take between 20 minutes to 45 minutes to design a case. But really beautiful facilities. It's like your corporate IT offices here in Bangalore. And you see the nice way they have welcomed us personally. We took some nice photographs, memories. They welcomed us personally with the name on our screens, and that was a good sight to look forward to. And coming back to see, starting my journey back in 2016 to where I have reached today, it really felt a moment of nostalgia. So some of the doctors who were conversing with us and Align company representatives were talking in Chinese, and you could see here that we were wearing transponders and we had live translators sitting during the conference, during the workshop as they speak. The live translation really helped us. We could understand easily, and we could also participate. The moment we ask questions, we discuss, the translators would help speak to these doctors and Align staff in Chinese and get our message across. So after spending a whole day on treat facility, next we moved on to a gala banquet dinner that was arranged by Invisalign team. It was one of a very unique experiences for me because I have never been to a full-blown Chinese restaurant. Of course, we had something what Szechuan province is famous for, is the Szechuan hotspot. Sorry, I'm spelling it wrong. It's the Szechuan hot pot. Basically what happens is they put a lot of broth, spicy and non-spicy together, and they boil, and they give you different kinds of meat, and you can dip this meat in the broth for about 30 seconds, a minute or two, and then you can eat them straight. Trust me when they say it is spicy, it is not Indian level spicy. It is way more spicier than what Indians are used to. So here on the gala event night dinner, after we had a fabulous dinner with all kinds of meats, and some of them I couldn't try, we had our certificate distribution, and that was me collecting the Align expert committee participation. Some perspective, we got to understand how to communicate better with the technicians, how to improve our case treatment planning, how can we iron out our back-end inefficiencies, and we could optimize our results better now for our patients, and we can bring this experience back to all of you guys so that you can get better outcomes, better treatment plans, and simply better results. And finally, on the last day, we went to the Align manufacturing facility. So this is not in Chengdu. This is about 90 minutes from Chengdu, and this is in a small city called Tianjin. And this is actually also known as Dental Valley of China. All the dental manufacturing companies are over here, and as you can see, the Align manufacturing facility behind me is huge. It's about 1 million square feet, and they have plans to expand for another 1 million square feet in the next 5 years, and they've already taken the place. They have about close to 3,000 workers on the floor, and like I said, the non-disclosure agreements were already signed on day one, and we could not shoot inside the factory, but in the lobby and where we were having our discussions, our meals, here some photographs and some videos from the event where I was present in the factory. So once we entered the factory, this is the place where it was really amazing. I was in awe. We went through safety gear and we went through masks, shields, everything, but as we entered we could see there were rows and rows of 3D printing machines, factory workers, manufacturing lines. And this is the first time even I found out, from the time we always tell our patients in consult, it takes 15 working days for the aligners to reach our office from the time we push the button for manufacturing. But actually speaking, they at the factory told us that they finished the case from the time it comes into manufacturing in just 90 minutes flat. The case is completely printed, boxed, packed and pushed out of the factory within 24 hours for logistics. That's where the delay starts. Then the custom clearance starts, US border control starts, logistics starts, and then once it reaches Bombay, there is again custom clearance. Once that happens, only then it gets shipped to Bangalore. That's why we take a standard of 15 working days, but nowadays we can even prioritize and get it in 10 or 11 working days if the patient's really in urgency and is traveling. Overall, a very good conference and a very good expert meet. I met about doctors from all these countries, about 30 doctors each of country. We had 4 to 5 doctors visiting. It was an amazing experience. I spent the 4 days brilliantly, learned every small aspect of how an aligner really works, and with this trust I come back even more strong and vocal for Align technology, and the aligner technology is here not only to stay, but I would say to get better and better over the years. So our treatment plans and outcomes for you are only going to get even more precise and even more better. So if you enjoyed this unique behind the scenes Align technology visit back in China, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and please share this video with someone who is considering getting his teeth aligned so that they can find the right experts. Until then, see you, goodbye.